top table. There was pictures we like. Wolfie testing off there.
Okay then guys, if I can have your attention please. Welcome you to John Young's special day at the Ginny Park Golf Club. I'd like to kick off the wedding proceedings this afternoon with a few words from the groom himself, Mr. John Lewis.
I'm not going to drag it out, guys. I leave out the way. I'd just like to say good afternoon, ladies and gents. Helen and I would like to welcome you to our special day and thank you for coming to celebrate. We would like to thank our guests who have travelled to be here, especially our family from Canada, whose 40th wedding anniversary is coming up in June and are celebrating it with this trip back to Wales. I would ask if you join me in toasting them a happy anniversary and wishing them many more happy years together. While you've got your glasses in your hands, well, some people don't let them go, do they? I would also like to toast two people who we would have loved to have had with us here today. Helen's mother Pat and my mother Megan. They were remembered in the music we had played in the service and who would have been very proud of us and probably been sharing a pack of Kleenex. To Pat and Megan. Right, now the thank yous. First of all, a big thank you to Yvette for being a beautiful bridesmaid. I'd like to say thank you to Bill for letting me marry his gorgeous daughter. Down the aisle. I don't think it would wait much longer. I'd like to say thank you to your sisters and friends for helping I get ready today. Thank you. Right, back to today. Now, in the words of the great song Mr. Brightside by the Killers, it started out as a kiss and it will end up like this. Helen and I first met when we were friends of friends, if you know what I mean. We done a little flirting around, then we swapped telephone numbers by sending each other the odd joke and chatting for a while by text. Finally, she plucked up the courage to tell me I was taking her out for a date. I got the table at the Fulham Vista for a few days later, and when we were browsing through the menu, she asked, "Don't they just do steak and chips?" And I explained that that's what a porterhouse is with a choice of potatoes. I'll have that and a bottle of blood, please. Most of that evening was spent laughing and chatting. Then came the drive home and an invite in for coffee. Shortly after, it was time for me to leave.
About 2 minutes, I bet.
Small cup of coffee.
Espresso.
You know that crucial point where you think, do I go in for the kiss or shall I wait? Wait for her to make the first move. She made it, I bottled it, pecked her on the cheek and then said goodnight. Jumped in the car only to find it wouldn't start. I thought the starter motor was rattling, but it was the noise of Helen laughing by the front door. I remember thinking, I hope she doesn't think I staged this. As I pushed the car down the road, started and drove off. First day out of the way, many more to come. I finally knew Helen was the one when I witnessed her kind and caring nature. We were walking through Caerphilly Town Centre one evening after a few drinks when we heard some screams coming from a dark lane. There were two youths beating on the pensioner for her handbag. Without thinking of her own safety, she ran off to offer her assistance. When she emerged a few minutes later with a thick lip, bleeding nose, I asked if she was okay. She said yes. That was hard work, but we got it off the old bugger in the end. That's my girl. I finally popped the question. We were on holiday in North Wales. We had a nice barbecue, a few glasses of wine, sat in the garden listening to music. There was a beautiful sunset somewhere behind the cloud. And I asked, will you marry me? Now, her answer wasn't the most conventional. It was two words. They both rhyme with bad cough. Should have taken the first answer as a final. Are you serious? He asked. Yes, I replied. She burst into tears, answered with a yes, then asked if I fancied a game of cards. Not the offer I wanted, but I won anyway. I joked about her kind of caring nature a bit earlier. I think you all know her as well as I do that she does have a kind of caring heart. She's a good friend and companion, looks absolutely beautiful today, and I'm glad she agreed to be my wife. I've got one last thank you to make, and that's to Tony for being best man. Better thank him now because I probably won't after the speech. You spend a few months writing his speech and probably take him just as long to say it. So if you need to go shopping, decorate through your garden. Just to warn you, he does have an active imagination. He likes to make up the odd story. So if you could humour him by pretending to listen, I would be very, very grateful. Before I introduce him, I'd like to thank you again for coming. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the day.
Actually, thank you for those lovely words, John. Absolutely spot on. I think we've all had a good laugh already, which takes a bit of pressure off me, I think. So, the next person I want to invite up to say a few words is actually Helen.
Oh no, I'll do after. I'll do the very end. Actually, I only want to say a few thank yous, and that is to a few wonderful people who have been exceptionally patient with me. One is Louise for doing my makeup. And the other is my greatest friend Chadwell for doing my hair. Thank you very much. And Estelle, I'd just like to say thank you for coming to my party.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know this is probably the bit John's been dreading, but good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is a special welcome to John and Helen's special day here. But actually it's a special day for somebody else here today, which is young Hannah Beta, which is 24 today.
Oh.
So I'd like to